Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to discuss one of the very important aspects and strategy about startup and entrepreneurships. So if we want to build up this startup ecosystem, that time we have to understand that what is startup technopreneurs. Introduction a conceptual tools for financing planning and strategic decision making, functional fundraising for minimal deviations and loss of decision making control, negotiation practice and strategies, introduction to startup governance, decisions, a financial strategy and plan. What is bootstrapping strategy for tech entrepreneurs? This is very much important that if we want to go for the boost strategy and boost kind of things, you can find that redefine the term bootstrapping as a strategy. Three vital resources is important for startup. Number one, finance. Number two, relational. Number three, knowledge based. Minor and major bootstrapping opportunity. Division a bootstrapping strategy and plan. Building startup ecosystems. Vibrant rating measuring the progress of startup ecosystems is important. So introducing the viability rating, developing a stage of a startup ecosystem, narrative of the development of the Thai startup community, proper role of the startup ecosystem players, innovation venture policy proposal, which is very much important. Decom of startup ecosystem stakeholder engagement, value of building a vibrant startup community. So the value of building a vibrant startup community is to allow other stakeholders, particularly the public sector and corporate community, to leverage the innovations of entrepreneur via partnerships or acquisition. Beware of the use of vanity metrics. Besides that, primary source of innovation in the from entrepreneur, there is a difference between strong technical talent and the innovation talent to be taught. Innovation talent are not looking for jobs. Innovation talent must be sourced both locally and abroad. Entrepreneurs are the rethink risk taker. Accept and appreciate that it is entrepreneurs who are assuming and absorbing much of the risks associated with the innovation. Thus, oath of the support of other stakeholders. Availability of the vital resource to startup. The focus of ecosystem building for all stakeholders is to ensure that all three vital resources for startup, financial, rational, knowledge-based, are available from diverse and competing sources. The sixth is startup stakeholder is important. Entrepreneur, investors, startup organizations, university, corporate community, and number six, governments. So optimal players, entrepreneurs, primary role to develop innovations, assume the leadership role, have regional and global ambitions, foster we are all the same boats, establish both online and offline, establish an organization and a unified voice for the community, promote the startup community. Primary role of investor is to select those investor grade venture oath of the support of all stakeholders, provide sufficient investments, make strategic introductions, offer management expertise, insist of good governance, market drive allocation of resources. These are very important. Then startup organization. The primary role of startup organization is to provide no string attached. So they have to provide access to global network, disseminate best startup practice, organize community building. University, they have to establish advanced technology research and development facility, entrepreneurial awareness program, universal incubator program, monetize universal sponsor. Then for the corporate community, the startup are not yet competitor, they are means to enhance your competitiveness. Devise a corporate startup, provide industry and management expert, ensure startup interest adequate. The government level offer incentive for startup, public funding not to compete, avoid the use of vanity metrics, quality over quantity, and public incubator with appropriate KPI. So there are risk tolerance, alignments, decision making process, and resources. If we can focus on that particular points like entrepreneur, startup organization, investors, corporate, and governments, Then we can go for making proper strategy, we can develop opportunity, and we can be very much proactive. For the concluding remarks, we can say the objective of the role of all stakeholders to leverage the innovations, the focus on ensure the availability. Each of the 6 startup ecosystem players have optimum role, mutual empathy, be strategic opportunities, and proactive regarding stakeholder engagement. So these are the major strategic point of views, and we need to be very much careful about that. So this is the startup ecosystem opportunity we can build and we can develop in an effective way. So if you have any kind of question regarding startup development, you can communicate with us. Thank you, everyone.